If immigrants built America, why didn't they build up their homelands? Why come to a foreign land and build that up, but not fight to build up the land that you're from? That's the part that I'm really not understanding with a lot of y'all argument. It's not making sense to me. Why travel hundreds of thousands of miles to a foreign place and put all of this work into building something when you could just take that same work ethic and tenacity and build up the fucking land that your ancestors have walked? I'm not understanding that. Can somebody please break it down to me like a 3-year-old? And I don't want to hear, oh, it's not that easy and blah, 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 blah. Because Black Americans absolutely built this country. Was it easy? No. We have whole cities and shit underwater. Whole black ass cities underwater. Whole black ass cities bombed for no other reason than they were black ass cities. Getting chased and bitten and mutilated by dogs. There's literally a recipe book on how to cook and prepare a Black American. Strange fruit hanging from the trees was not just a fun song that was created. So was it easy? No. But did we do it? Absolutely. Nobody ever wants to give us credit for the things that we did and how you're able to come over here and benefit from the shit that we did. You don't want to be respectful to the people who built this country. You want to lie and say that we didn't build this country and that it was immigrants who built this country, which is fucking crazy. Half of y'all are not even aware that Black indigenous people do exist. Half of y'all are not even aware of the history of the $5 Indian. Half of y'all are not even aware of the paper genocide and the reclassification of Black Americans. And it's always somebody who not from here trying to tell us who the fuck we are and what we did, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane. Never could I ever go to Africa and try to tell them people who they are and where they come from. Never could I ever go to Asia or Europe and try to tell those people who they are and where they come from. How dare I think I know more than the people of that land? But for some reason, because Black American culture is so overly accessible to everybody, everybody thinks that they can speak on it. And that's just not the case. And y'all are learning with the FBA movement, which is not a group. It is a declaration of lineage. Y'all are learning with the Black Indigenous American movement, which is not a group, but a declaration of lineage. Okay? That we've been here. There were already millions of Black Indigenous people who were already here. What y'all don't know is our grandmothers been telling us who the fuck we was. Our great-grandmothers been telling us who the fuck we was. And I never understood why I've never encountered an African who has a story that was passed down of somebody being taken from Africa. If we all were taken from Africa and put on these motherfucking boats, why don't none of y'all have no family stories that were passed down of some of your great grand relatives that were taken and kidnapped and put on these motherfucking boats and never to be seen again? That should be something that's passed down. Because in our lineage, in the Black American household, the stories of us being Indigenous American are absolutely passed down. Most of us still have the land that our family owned. Not to mention the census records that prove that we were documented as Indian and then reclassified as Negro. It's called paper genocide. When you get rid of a people through paper, through documentation. I'm sick of people speaking on Black Americans and y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. And y'all think that y'all voices are supposed to be the loudest ones in the room, and y'all not even from here. Even if we go according to the slavery story, we still have hundreds of years here, more than anybody else. So don't come and fucking tell me about what my heritage and my lineage is. That's crazy as hell. And you wonder why we're delineating. You wonder why we're claiming all of our shit. Because y'all are disrespectful as fuck. Now all of a sudden R&B and country and all these things came from Africa. Are y'all fucking crazy? If R&B came from Africa, name me a popular R&B artist in African history at any point. Because if it started there, then it would have continued through the generation, correct? So show me some artist in Africa right now that is pushing R&B music the way that you hear it here. You're not going to. You're not going to, because they didn't start it. Name me a hip-hop artist that started in Africa that is famous and written down and passed through history to this day. You're not going to. Who is your African Michael Jackson? Who is your African Beyonce? Who is your African Boyz II Men? We can go on and on. Who is your African Whitney Houston? Who is your African Duke Ellington? Who is your African Nina Simone? We can go on and on. The disrespect has to stop. We know who the fuck we are. We know exactly who we are. And now y'all starting to learn who we are. All of this fear mongering now that ICE is outside. Oh, y'all gotta be careful because they may mistake you for an immigrant. Y'all gotta be careful because, they'll be coming after y'all next. Babe, ICE has been outside since 2003. They've never mistaken us for anybody who is not from here. And it hasn't happened at all. So what are we talking about? This year, especially this February, this Black History Month, a lot of y'all are going to be feeling real stupid. Should already be feeling stupid. But you're going to be feeling real stupid because there's a lot of shit coming out this year. Go look at the $5 Indians getting kicked off the reservations. Because now they're trying to say, oh, y'all pretending, y'all trying to claim to be Native Americans. No, baby, we're not claiming to be Native American. We're establishing to the world and letting the world know that we know who we are. Black indigenous Americans. Our grandmamas been telling us who the fuck we are. Those stories been getting passed down through our bloodline. If your grandmama told you that you was Nigerian, don't you believe her? If your grandmama told you was Italian, don't you believe that you Italian? So why when our grandmamas tell us who the fuck we are, all of a sudden we don't know and it's not accurate? Y'all are crazy. Put some respect on our name. And you're going to have to whether you like it or not.